This is what victory feels like. Yeah. And this was no ordinary victory. This was a fork in the road of human civilization. Okay. You know, there are elections that come and go. Some elections are, you know, important, some are not. But this one this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured. Thanks to you. We're going to have safe cities, finally, safe cities. Secure borders, sensible spending, basic stuff. And we're going to take Doge to Mars. I mean, can you imagine how awesome it will be to have American astronauts plant the flag on another planet for the first time? Yeah! How inspiring would that be? You know, there's always problems in life. You know, there's this problem, solve that problem. But you know, there need to be things that inspire you. There need to be things that make you glad to wake up in the morning and say, I'm looking forward to the future. Yeah. And I love you guys. So, and let me tell you, I'm gonna work my ass off for you guys. So, I really will. So, and yeah, but I'm super fired up for the future. It's going to be very exciting. As the president said, we're going to have a golden age. It's going to be fantastic. And one of the fundamental things, one of the most American values that I love is optimism. And this feeling like we're gonna make the future good. We're gonna make it good. So, man, I can't wait. This is gonna be fantastic.
This is.
So thank you.
I'll
Thank
let this
you
finish.
again. And yeah, I'm just so excited about the future. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Oh, he did the salute. Oh, he did the thing again. You obviously know where I'm going with this. I just wanted to start with this so we can see the entire 3.5 minute speech in context. And the amazing thing is, I look at this guy and I see a goofy nerd who doesn't fit the stereotype of the physique of a goofy nerd. If he had glasses, looked a little bit more like me with shorter hair, you'd think he's a goofy nerd and you would treat him as such. But you happen to see a guy who looks a little more chiseled than most goofy nerd stereotypes, a little taller than most goofy nerd stereotypes, doesn't have glasses, buck teeth, whatever. And so you don't treat him like a goofy nerd, but he's a goofy nerd. He's a goofy, nerdy kid in an adult's body who happens to be the richest man on earth. Okay, we're going to come back to this in a second. I'm going to keep that in the backdrop. And good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get back to that video because now that we've seen the video in its entirety, and unless you are an awful, mean, bitter, spiteful person or a filthy propagandist who works for the CBC, you didn't notice anything about that video. And now I should steelman it because the actual impugned section didn't get caught on that angle, but you caught a second gesture from another angle. If you're a normal, innocent, reasonable person who doesn't see Hitler everywhere, you didn't see anything abnormal in that video. You would not happen to be an employee of the mainstream legacy media. We're going to get into it. Before we do, because it's going to involve a lot of swear words, and just to give everybody a heads up as to what's coming here, I have a picture of my late grandma Edna, who I used to call Chubby Cheek Edna. And there's a reason why I have this here. It might make you laugh, it might make you cry, probably a little bit of both. But before we even get there, because it is going to involve freedom of speech and, yes, a lot of F-bombs, people. So if you're sensitive to that, you might want to tune out now. Before I do that, even though Rumble is a free speech platform and its coffee fuels free speech, I should probably get to the thanking of the sponsor before I start dropping the F-bombs galore. People, new studies are showing drinking 2 to 3 cups of coffee every day can slash your risk of death by up to 30%, 29% to be exact, and cut heart complications nearly in half. But none of that matters if your coffee tastes like crap, people. Enter 1775 coffee, bold, hand-picked Bolivian beans, roasted in the USA, single origin, rigorously tested to the highest standards, and built for patriots who refuse to compromise. No fillers, no fraud, just pure coffee excellence. While other brands burn low-quality beans to mask their mistakes, 1775 coffee selects the best, like choosing patriots over politicians. It's coffee that boosts your metabolism, protects your heart, and keeps you sharper than a late-night Trump tweet. The best part, every dollar you spend on 1775 coffee gets you entered in the blacked out it gets you entered to win, not gets you in. The blacked out 2024 Tesla Cybertruck plus $30,000 cash. I'm not eligible. I can't do it, people. I actually haven't even asked if I'm not eligible. I just don't think I'm eligible. I'm not going into it anyhow. Someone else deserves this more than me. Built like a tank, this beast is apocalypse ready with the power to handle anything, whether it's your morning commute or the end of the world. Head over to 1775coffee.com. Stock up, fuel your mornings with Rebellion. Use promo code VIVA, gets you 15% off. Don't miss your chance to enter this raffle and potentially win the Cybertruck. Blacked out. I had to look what that means. Damn, that looks like a sexy beast of a car. There are so many Tesla Cybertrucks, obviously, where we live in Florida. I love them. I don't care if anybody says it's too futuristic of a design. You'll get used to it because that is a picture of the future right there, people. Go to 1775coffee.com, promo code VIVA. Get some. It's delicious coffee regardless. The raffle to win the Cybertruck is an added benefit. And now we're going to test the tolerance of free speech. No, we're not, but I'm going to swear, people. I'm going to drop F-bombs like you've never heard Viva drop F-bombs, although many of you heard me drop F-bombs. And it's only 12:30, so nobody can blame it on the martini. I'm joking. We're going to talk about some fake news. Trump's day one in office. It's the dawn of a new America. And by the way, I came up with that pun before anybody else. Go look up. I used AI to generate the image. It was about a month and a half ago. The dawn of a new America. Day one, although you can't really call yesterday day one because it only started at 1 o'clock, I think was the time he got sworn in. Say noon or 1 o'clock. The day one's over now. Or at least it ends in a few minutes. Oh, yeah. Enrique Tarrio is a Fed. That's why he's in prison and needs a pardon to get out. Okay, I'm not making fun of you. It's an idiotic theory, and I disregard it. And especially since we're not using the word feds to mean what they mean anymore. And whatever he did a decade ago makes him not a Fed. Jake Lang, not a Fed. And if he is, he's the worst Fed on earth. You know who is the Fed? Ray Epps is the Fed, in my humble opinion. And that could be either an actual agent, a confidential human source, a collaborator. The Fed is the one who doesn't get charged. And when they get charged, they get a lousy slap on the wrist. The Fed is not Jeremy McKenzie, who gets thrown into solitary, dragged across the country, have his life ruined. The Fed is not Jake Lang, who's languishing in a DC gulag for 4 years on pretrial detention. He's a Fed because he postponed his trial. Bullshit. Okay, so you want to use the word Fed so that it means nothing. Congratulations. And I'm a white supremacist Nazi. Sorry. But getting back to Nazis. I did not see that pun coming. We played that video, Elon Musk. An innocent, innocuous video of the nerd in school who has become one of the most influential figures, if not of modern times, of history. And he comes up here. Let me lower the volume. A bit of a freaking goof. A little awkward. Obviously excited. I don't want to drop the whole he's on the spectrum thing, even though he... Oh, I saw tweets, by the way, saying, the mask is off. He's revealed himself as a tyrant. Look at him scream. maybe, you know, even when Dean, what's his name? Dean McCain? The McCain guy. Yeehaw! I was like, that wasn't so weird, but I can see how people would weaponize that for political profit. Okay, this is a little awkward, and I can see how idiots are going to weaponize it for political profit. This is a goofy kid who has become one of the most influential figures in the world and was instrumental, whether you like it or not, instrumental in Trump's victory. Whether or not Trump would have won without Elon Musk and without the free speech that Twitter, Rumble afforded, we'll never know. We know the way it panned out in real time. It was integral. Elon was integral. X was integral. So he's a little awkward, comes up, and then I'll have to show you the clip from the angle, because this is the one that set the fake news legacy media into a shame death spiral. I have to apologize. I did go a little hard, and I did drop a few F-bombs. We'll get to that in a second. This is the head-on from another angle of what he did. Watch.
Thank you.
Stop it there. Oh, that's very, very scary what you just did. I'm sure some people, I got AOC running cover and criticizing the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, who the ADL will find anti-Semitism in breakfast cereals and had to decline calling this anti-Semitic. But look, this was me. What did he do there? Did he just do the Sieg Heil? Did he just do the Heil Hitler symbol? Because, oh my goodness, that's what it could be described as. Of course, contextually, it makes no bloody sense, especially with what he said afterwards.
My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured. Thank you.
My heart goes out to you. Awkward? Maybe. Awkward? Maybe. A Sieg Heil? Only if you are fake news media. There we go. Let's go. CTV News, by the way, writes an article, but no, this is CBC News. CBC, state-funded propaganda coming out of Canada. Of course, I get judged for going on RT, where I'm free to criticize the Russian Empire more than I'm free to criticize the Canadian Empire on CBC, because they don't dare have me on. CBC, and they're not the only ones, writes an article, Elon Musk draws scrutiny with hand gesture at Trump inauguration. Do you understand what they're doing here? This is the wrap-up smear. This is the turning disinformation into ostensible information, which makes it misinformation. I don't know what the fuck these words mean anymore. Elon Musk draws scrutiny with hand gesture. From whom is he drawing scrutiny? From these lying propagandist pieces of human filth that are making something out of nothing. Tech billionaire dismissed criticism of a hand gesture as a tired attack. It is. And you are disgusting, filthy people who need to be fired, removed from your positions of media, and you need to be defunded, CBC. This is propaganda. This, by the way, is the propaganda that the CBC accuses RT of spreading for the benefit of Putin. Billionaire Elon Musk's hand gesture while he spoke during a celebration at the Donald Trump inauguration drew online comparisons to it. When you are dealing with an infinite realm of anybody saying anything, you can find someone saying, you know who is making it into news? These liars. A leading tracker of anti-Semitism said appeared to represent a moment of enthusiasm instead. Oh, Musk dismissed it as an tired attack. Musk took to the Capitol. Okay, probably saw this here. This was no ordinary victory. This was a fork in the road. We're reading this. Where does the ADL come in here? Highly irritating. In Germany, the president of the Jewish community in Munich of Upper Bavaria, Charlotte Knobloch, described the gesture as highly irritating. Far more worrying are Elon Musk's political positions, his offensive interference in the German parliamentary election campaign, and his support for a party whose anti-democratic aims should be under no... the accusation is baseless, but let's use it as a jumping board to accuse him of other stuff. Musk has backed the far-right alternative for Germany, AfD. Oh, I have as well. I guess I had on Christian Anderson. I must be one of them self-hating ones, right? An anti-immigrant, anti-Islamic party labeled as the right-wing extremist by German security services. Okay, fine. Frankly, they need better dirty tricks. The everyone is Hitler attack is so tired, Musk said on a social media platform. Soon after his speech, Musk posted, Some X-users came to Musk's defense, claiming that Musk was expressing "my heart goes out to you" and criticizing posts that suggested otherwise. Am I sharing the same screen here? Yeah, I hope I'm okay. Some did. Anybody who didn't is either blind or a coward. But hold on. AOC, who never misses an opportunity to be an ass. I mean, there are so many acronyms that you could make, like with AOC, like asinine, obtuse. I will not finish the rest of that. You can all make whatever you want here. As asinine as she is, by the way, she doesn't miss an opportunity to cry victimhood for other people who are not even crying victimhood at this particular time. Even the head of the Jewish League there in Germany said, all right, this wasn't an anti-Semitic gesture. No, but it wasn't. But Musk's other real problems are blah, 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 blah. This is what AOC had to say to the ADL, who declined to condemn this as an act of hatred. This is a delicate moment. It's a new day, and yet so many are on edge. Thank you. You're very poetic, ADL. You should write poetry. Maybe beatnik poetry. That would be good. This is a delicate moment. It's a new day, and yet so many are on edge. Okay, I just watched 22 Jump Street, so that's fresh in my head. Our politics are inflamed. Ugh. And social media only adds to the anxiety. Yeah, if you're a 12-year-old anxiety-ridden child. It seems that Elon Musk made an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm, not a Nazi salute. But again, we appreciate that people are on edge. You shouldn't appreciate that people are on edge. You should say, hey, back off that edge, you idiots. Not everything is Nazi and not everyone's a Nazi. In this moment, all sides should give one another a bit of grace, perhaps even the benefit of the doubt, and take a breath. Do I find myself agreeing with the ADL for once in a long while? This is a new beginning. Let's hope for healing and work toward unity in the months and years ahead. To which AOC says, no, you stupid jerks. It was anti-Semitism, and even you don't even understand it. AOC, just to be clear, you are defending AOC. I'm not going to do the whole bartenders from Jersey thing, even though that's exactly what she is. But one thing she's not is Jewish. Is now lecturing the ADL, who, whatever you think of the ADL, at least on paper, they are there to protect Jews and from anti-defamation, whatever. They're there ostensibly to protect Jews. I happen to think the ADL does more to promote anti-Semitism, to foment anti-Semitic sentiment than it does to quell it, but that's my own 2 cents. She's now going to lecture the ADL on their actual victimhood, even though they don't think that they're victims of anything. Just to be clear, ADL, you're defending a Heil Hitler salute that was performed and repeated for emphasis and clarity. This is, by the way, just so you know, like her assessment of reality explains why she thinks she nearly got raped on January 6th when she wasn't even in the Capitol building. Like in her mind, men are just walking around looking to sexually, like nutcases. But this will give you a good indication as to her level of delusion. He did a Heil Hitler salute, and he did it repeatedly for emphasis and clarity. AOC, you're a fucking idiot. Sorry. I don't even think I was that polite in my retort. People can officially stop listening to you as any sort of reputable source of information now. You work for them. Who's the them, AOC? Who's the them? The Jews? Oh, wait a minute. No, they do work for the Jews. Oh, well, now the ADL works for the Nazis? Do you hear yourself, ADL? I mean, you must, because it must echo around in your empty noggin. You work for them. Thank you for making that crystal clear to all. Oh, where's my reply? Well, hold on one second, people. It's not going to be complete. It's not going to be complete without the Viva slapdown. And I'll tell you one thing. My reply highlights 2 things. A, if there's an algorithm that penalizes negativity, maybe my tweet wasn't negative enough. And for everyone who says, when you swear, you get swear. No. Hey, AOC, you are fucking retarded. Period. Full stop. Thank you for making that crystal clear for the entire world to see. Absolutely mentally deranged, mentally unhinged. And this is what you call cope in the trolling sense. She's an absolute idiot. Probably sat there all day yesterday crying in a mirror. I mean, luckily she could make her TikToks now. The TikTok's back up thanks to Trump. She probably spent the rest of the entire day yesterday lamenting her existence. In her mind, There's going to be like Jan 6 insurrectionists, like just looking for her in the streets. Lecturing the ADL, saying the ADL now works for the them. Who the hell is the them, AOC? Every fear hides a wish, Rockashot. Absolutely. Well, I was going to go more with the Oni soit qui mal y pense. Shame on he who would think ill of something so innocent. If you don't know that expression, I did an entire video on it. Anybody who looked at that, what that goofy nerd Elon Musk was doing, my heart goes out to you. And then says he was doing a Heil Hitler and repeated it for emphasis and clarity. You are a racist, unhinged lunatic. So congrats, AOC. You are. With that said, everybody, there will be more fake news coming up today. Oh, no, sorry, hold on. Hold on, sorry. I have not yet dropped the... I'm done. This is it. I know they say like swearing is the last refuge for the people who can't express themselves. I'm sorry. At some point in time, all there is left to say is go fuck yourselves. I know Elon Musk got there a little while ago. At some point, I'm not going to sit there and say, yes, well, you see CTV News. In reality, he was only saying my heart goes out to you. So your assessment is actually incorrect and you should reassess it. No, fuck you, CTV News. You got government funding for this. You should lose that government funding. You should be shut down, period. Filthy propagandist pieces of shit is what they are. You want to call someone a Nazi? You better know damn well that you have good reason to say it. You don't just go around flippantly calling people Nazis. You don't run around flippantly calling people racist. You don't get to do that. And I'm sorry, yeah, I'll try to sit down and rationalize it. Why is it wrong to call people a Nazi? Why is it wrong to call them racist, anti-Semitic? Well, you see, when you accuse someone of judging someone for inalienable attributes, the color of their skin, or the religion that they abide by. When you do that, you see, you are unfortunately condemning them to things that they cannot or should not, are not able to change. No, I'm sorry, we're not doing that. You guys are assholes. You deserve to fade into existence, fade into obscurity, and God willing, you will. Now I feel a little better. Now, what did I have? The picture of my grandma. I used to call her Chubby Cheek Edna. She was the one who passed away shortly into COVID after despair and isolation because of what the government did, not just to her, to the world, to all of us. And she had a tremor for as long as I knew her, and her cheeks were like soft as like butter and silk. And when she, hello, David, and then when she would have the tremor, you could see like it would be a little like ripple effect in her cheeks, and she smelled like baby powder, and she was so soft and wonderful, and all she ever wanted to do was hug people. And during COVID, when she was locked up in her home and they wouldn't even let her touch people or see people, and then when we finally got in, like after months, they had these fucking face shields on and these masks, and we couldn't touch each other. And then she died shortly thereafter, not from COVID, from isolation and loneliness. I know that if she were alive, she would say, David, why do you have to swear? And I would say, Grandma Edna, to quote Robert Barnes, sometimes you need to cuss the people that need cussing. And then I'm sure she would have said, you're right, give it to those motherfuckers. She wouldn't have said that. They were far too polite to say that. I, however, am not, and I've had it. And if all the backlash that they get is name-calling after reason, rationalizing, and attempts to remain civil fail, then they're lucky. You don't get to destroy the being of a human through the most heinous of accusations and then cloak it as, well, we're just reporting what other people on the internet are saying. No, you're amplifying it, you're legitimizing it, and you are recycling the misinformation. You deserve to all be shut down and certainly lose your government funding. So defund the CBC, CTV, which is not directly funded, no government ads, no government subsidies. Succeed or fail on your own merits or lack thereof. Viva, what are you hearing about officials at the DC Gulag delaying the release of many Jan 6ers on technicalities? I'm hearing it. I'm going to go to my things here and see. Well, then we could go with these. This is from Encryptus. I mean, this was what was going around. Then you could just go around and compare. Hold on, let's get this in focus. Then you could just go around and compare. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, ironically, I used to go around and say, oh my goodness, look, AOC's doing the hand gesture. She must be a racist. Obama's doing the hand gesture. He must be a racist. You don't say it as a sincere thought. You say it to make fun of the stupidity of anybody who says it as a quasi-sincere thought. But I am hearing the same technicalities. And I've reached out to Jake this morning to see what's going on, because I don't think he's gotten out. I do know that a number of them are getting out. Enrique Tarrio is out, and we're getting updates as to when he's going to arrive home. And I'm going to see if if it's appropriate to try to meet and greet at the airport, and if it's not, let him come back and either rest up, heal, or be vocal about what the hell he's gone through. Which actually brings us to the next subject, which is pardons galore. I had the observation, I had the deep, not so deep thought that as Biden is leaving office, he's pardoning every member of his criminal regime. Or not every member, I mean, I'm exaggerating, you know what I'm getting at. As he goes out, he pardons the criminals of his regime. And as the new righteous president enters, he's got to pardon the victims of that last criminal enterprise, that criminal organization. So it's all done and out now. Biden on his way out pardoned, commuted. Some of them are nonviolent drug offenses, which I'd otherwise be, totally in favor of. Pardoned Fauci, pardoned Milley, arguably treasonous, pardoned everyone on the January 6th committee that is responsible for the people being unlawfully held in prison, in gulags, tortured, isolation. 20, what was it now? I think it's like 20 some odd, maybe 25. Anywhere between 12 and 25 held in pretrial detention without even yet having had a trial. How many Jan 6ers haven't been convicted? I think it's 23, but I don't want to make it, maybe 15. It might be 15. Let me see here. 310 have not been convicted. That can't be right. There's not 310 who are in pretrial detention. I think it was a couple of dozen. Joe Biden, on his way out, pardons the Jan 6 committee, witnesses, low-level clerks, Byrd. Who shot Ashley Babbitt? I forget his name. Who shot Ashley Babbitt? I think it was Michael Byrd. I know his last name was Byrd, but I don't remember if it was Michael Byrd. Michael Byrd. All right. Let's just go ahead and see it. Did Joe Biden pardon Michael Byrd? And I know the answer is yes. I just want to get confirmation in real time. And if it's not, no, Joe Biden did not pardon Michael Byrd. There were claims and discussions about potential pardon for Michael Byrd, the U.S. Capitol police officer who shot Ashley Babbitt during the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot. But these were based on speculation and posts on X. No official records or credible sources confirm that Joe Biden pardoned Michael Byrd. The U.S. Department of Justice and various reports indicate that no pardon was granted to him by Biden. However, there was confusion and misinformation spread on social media, with some posts suggesting that a pardon was being considered or requested. Well, hold on one second. Who did Biden pardon in respect of the Jan 6 committee? I'm wondering if it doesn't fall within the broad application of the pardon. Joe Biden issued preemptive pardons for the following individuals in connection with the House committee: members of Congress who served on the Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack. Okay, we got Benny Thompson, Zoe Lofgren, Adam Shitforbrains the Schiff, Pete Aguilar, Stephanie Murphy, Jamie Raskin, Elaine Luria, Liz Warhor Cheney, and Adam Crybaby Kinzinger. Staff members who served on the Select Committee, U.S. Capitol and Washington, D.C. police officers who testified before the committee. These pardons were part of Biden's final acts. Now, when it comes to U.S. Capitol and Washington, D.C. police officers who testified before the committee, including Harry Dunn, Aquilino Gunnell, Michael Fanone, and Daniel Hodges, did Michael Byrd testify before January 6th committee? I'll have to, if Byrd didn't get, no, Michael Byrd did not testify before the committee. So I guess Michael Byrd did not get a pardon. Although they chose not to investigate. He's still subject to a wrongful death suit, which I don't know what the status is. I like being able to check myself in real time here. Ginger Ninja says, I missed 5 times August. Well, he's still around. Oh, in terms of starting the show with it, yeah, we can go back. This was a new year. That one again says, so my question to Mr. Barnes or Viva is this. Excuse me for not knowing the legal terms. How is it a problem that Biden can pardon people that have not been accused of a crime and that somehow acknowledges them as guilty, but also there are Jan 6 people in jail without crime process, awarding process accusations, and being pardoned by Trump and not face, there's more to that, the same issues? Okay, so the bottom line, you do not need to have You do not have to be charged in order to be the subject of a pardon. It can cover acts and not only charges. There is no acknowledgement of guilt for accepting a pardon, as far as I understand, and I reserve the right to be wrong on that, but that's my understanding. And I'm not sure what these similar problems are. Bottom line, those who haven't been charged, from what I understand, the DOJ, the new DOJ, or at least the DOJ under Trump, is now saying we're dismissed. We're not pursuing those charges. Those who have been convicted of misdemeanors or nonviolent are being pardoned, and those who were convicted of violent crimes are having their sentences commuted. That's what I understand is going on. But the bottom line is that is what's going on. Yesterday, in addition to watching the live stream commentating Trump's inauguration speech and the aftermath, and after the speech, he went to this stadium and signed a bunch of executive orders, and then went back to the White House and signed a bunch of pardons. And he signed a proclamation that issued pardons, effectively pardoning everyone involved in January 6th. Everyone. And as of last night, there were live streams, which I then was subsequently co-live streaming, Jake Lang on his end, outside the DC Gulag, waiting for people to get released. As of this morning, there were stories of delays in people being released. Now, I'm very, I say sensitive. I appreciate the logistics that have to go into freeing that many people in such a short period of time. That's a problem as a result of the level of the injustice, not an excuse for not getting them out immediately. Every day in that godforsaken shithole is a day where someone can die for random reasons. So you get them the hell out of there the second they were granted the pardon to get the hell out of that hellhole. So I don't, it's taking a long time. We'll come back in the morning. No. Come back in the morning, you'll work overtime. I'm sure everybody will be very happy to participate in the liberation of another human. And if they're not, that's more reason for them to be doing it. Every minute in that godforsaken hellhole and in every one of those godforsaken penitentiaries is a minute where you can die because of any number of reasons that you would not otherwise be exposed to in civil life. So this is the video, part of the video from the stream yesterday of Jake Lang. Alex Jones ran it.
I'm giving you literally all I got. But no more are going to be released tonight, okay? And tomorrow is a brand new day. We'll see what tomorrow brings, okay? I'll probably be here with you, okay?
It's a violation. You don't release them after release.
Law, right?
Can we?
No, I was told no more tonight.
No more tonight.
No more tonight, okay?
We trust
And
you.
tomorrow, I don't know,
Okay.
okay? And that's the best I got for you.
Can you tell us the condition of prisoners?
Nope. I'm sure they're fine.
We just worry that you release them after we left.
No. The commander has assured me no more being released tonight.
Oh, good.
No more people can release.
Worry about their code. We did come out with
I
their
understand.
protocol.
I very much understand.
Okay. Tell your boss. He's humanitarian.
Okay.
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 Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
And tell them not to pepper spray them and beat them up with it.
Okay.
That'd be best.
The cop is mildly patient. What happens? Does Alex Jones comment on this?
Please go to the Alex Jones.
Okay, fine. So that was a clip. It takes time, and I appreciate that. The fact that it takes a lot of time to let that many political prisoners out of jail is the problem. It's not the excuse to make it wait another day. We'll get into some more of that in a second here. Let me bring these up. Just a reminder, Viva, you can vehemently disagree with Musk lying about the need for H1. Well, okay. I'm gonna break this down in a second. Textmaster says, Viva, just a reminder, Viva, you can vehemently disagree with Musk lying about the need for H-1B visas without hating everything he has done. Please stop the far left strawman tactics used by our adversaries. I hope you're not giving that piece of advice to me because I don't employ them. I would, however, take issue with the term lying. In fact, one can say you can disagree with Musk on his position about H-1B without assuming that he's lying or without accusing him of lying. Because in order to accuse someone of lying, you would have to show that he knew what he was saying was incorrect when he said it, but said it nonetheless, or had no good reason to say what he was saying at the time, but said it nonetheless. So you can disagree with Musk on his position on the H-1B visa, and you don't have to assume or accuse that he is lying for his respective position on it. I don't employ these tactics. I am very much at peace with the fact that I can disagree with someone without disagreeing with that person. Something I can tell you that the Tate haters seem incapable of doing when it comes to my assessment. Oh, Viva made a mistake. He's lying. He's an idiot. He's running cover. He's being paid by the Tates. So yeah, I don't do it. I don't like the tactic, and it's a tactic of losers, which is why the left so often uses it. I hate death, also known as thanatophobia. Says Viva, you like dog. I like dog. I pay you to look at my dog. You are welcome. Also, it's his birthday. Well, hold on. If you pay to look at dog, I will bring up dog picture right now, immediately. Well, look at that cute dog. You can tell a dog is happy by its face, by its coat. Look at that beauty. At the beach. My goodness. I'm so not used to having a dog that is a functional dog. Like we forgot the dog in our bed this morning. I'm like downstairs for half an hour. I was like, where's Winston? And I go upstairs. The dog's standing on the bed. Just like, can't get down the stairs either. Totally dependent. I have to carry him down like a flipping bag. And then, and I walk down the stairs and he's like, just hears the echo changing as we go down. The dog's blind, in case anybody doesn't know. Winston is blind. Pudge is paralyzed. Between the two of them, if I took her to the beach, I would be cleaning sand out of her vajayjay for a very, very long period of time. In fact, no, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't be cleaning out of it at all. Viva, how's Klaus Anal Swab doing? I don't know. We haven't heard from him in a while. He's probably another one sitting there. When he saw Elon Musk do the gesture, he's like, oh, yes, hallelujah, Elon has come. Oh, no, he was just saying my heart goes out to you. Yeah, it's terrible. All right. And then we got cursing is the civilized alternative to violence. Don't be so hard on yourself, Viva. You're a fucking gentleman, LOL. That's what I actually think. It's like at some point, oh, yeah, but anyways, whatever. That's it. I hear my dad's like, damn, David, you have to tweet like that? Okay, here. We got entry required over in our locals community. Says, what is the story here? And let me see, it's Pardon Palooza. Supreme Court ruling, accepting a pardon is an admission of guilt. And that seems to be aired by Grant. That's from our locals community. That's not my understanding. I'm pretty sure Barnes has clarified that, and I think I appreciate his explanation. Is accepting a pardon an admission of... It isn't. It's the Supreme Court decision from 1918. It's not. I'm just going to ask Grok. Accepting a pardon is not legally considered an admission of guilt in the United States. Here's a detailed look. The precedent, Burton versus United States, 1905. Dudes, I'm telling you, I'm going to ace that freaking citizens exam if I ever have to take one. I think I probably know more at this point about American politics and well, I won't say law, than Canadian politics, political structure. It is not an admission of guilt. Now, what my question is, by the way, when it comes to pardons is, does it frustrate the ability to appeal? Because we know that Biden... in addition to pardoning the criminals of his own regime, literally pardoned literal murderers and literal rapists. And 3 of the people he pardoned on death row commuted their sentence, which is a form of pardon, a commutation, refused to accept it. And the argument, from what I understand, is that they don't want it interfering with their appeals because they are saying we're innocent, not attenuating circumstances don't execute us. And if we get a pardon and we're no longer on death row, well, then we don't get to continue with our appeal. And so my question was, for obvious reasons, I'm following the Kalshi betting markets. If Bannon gets an appeal, if Bannon gets pardoned, does it frustrate his ability to continue with his appeal? So they're just like, full disclosure, the market for Bannon is whether or not he's going to be one of the people who gets a pardon from Trump within the first 100 days. My thinking is, if he gets a pardon, he doesn't need it until Trump's leaving office. So there's no need to do it in the first 100 days. So from the definition of the market, I'd say it's a bad bet, because if Biden doesn't need a pardon, Bannon does not need a pardon for the next 4 years. Okay. He certainly doesn't need a pardon within the first 100 days for any reasons of urgency. And Trump doesn't need to give him one for any reasons of politics, except maybe to say, haha, I'm in charge now and I can pardon the guys who I think were wrongly convicted. Bannon was on his contempt of Congress. Contempt of subpoena. So that's my thought. My rationale also is, I know that on the one hand, Bannon probably likes wearing that conviction, and he's already served his time, as a badge of honor, as a scar of the political persecution of which he was a victim. He's appealing it, and nobody wants the precedent to be set that you can go to jail and get convicted of contempt of Congress for defying a subpoena when it's the first time in the history of America that it had happened. I'm fairly certain it was. Even more so that the fact that that subpoena was issued by the January 6th committee, a bunch of effing criminals that Biden just pardoned on the way out, and that committee was unlawfully formed. It didn't meet quorum. It was an unlawfully formed committee that has no power to issue subpoenas in the first place. So you can't be held in contempt of Congress for violating a subpoena that was not lawfully issued, setting aside all of Bannon's other legal defenses, executive privilege, other defenses. So I don't think Bannon wants anything to frustrate his appeals, which I think is robust and will get overturned on appeal. And then you get real righteous vindication. Then you don't even need to get a pardon to have your felon status eliminated. So I don't think Biden wants the pardon in the first place. But my question was, would giving him a pardon, would issuing him the pardon frustrate his abilities to continue with the appeal? I'm not sure. I think from the judicial perspective, courts might say, well, you've been pardoned, you have no further jeopardy, so this appeal is moot. There's that risk. But that was the question I was asking. Okay, back over to Rumble. Ratatosk 13 says Trump's J6 pardon order directed the DOJ to dismiss the cases that hadn't been adjudicated. Does that have to wait for Pam Bondi? No, I don't believe so at all. In fact, I believe it's basically effective immediately. And there's some logistics that go into releasing that many people from unlawful incarceration. Lost Core 23 says, my blood is still boiling over them asking about Pete overseeing the Department of Defense trying to get an audit. CFO Act is 35 years old this year, and the Department of Defense has never complied. This was Pete Hegseth during his confirmation hearings. What I especially loved about his answer is he said, not passing an audit is a national security threat. And there's a very damn good reason for that. If you don't know where your money is going, if you don't know where your weapons are going, it's a national security threat. You don't get to forget the tax issues, forget the equal under the law issues. If I don't know where my weapons have gone, where my funding for the weaponry has gone, that's a national security threat. Anybody could have it. You could be funneling it, funding things that you don't necessarily want to be funding. And if you can't account for it, nobody knows where it's going, where it's gone, and where it's going to be. So it was a great answer. I quoted it at the time because it was just good. We've got that one again says, thanks. Love you, Viva. Hold on. What happened here? In our locals community, Biden is not found. Here, look at this. It's a meme, a GIF here. It says, Biden not found, reproductiverights.gov's DNS. Oh, no, this is not a meme. Could not be found, diagnosing the problem. Maybe it is. Maybe one of his things is gone now. And that was from that one again. Thank you very much. And they got FBI DOJ has been adding new people to the January 6th list. Do the pardons stop new additions? As drafted, I don't think it could, because I don't believe it covered people as of yet not charged, which I think also gets around the concern that people had that it was going to inadvertently cover the actual agitators, agents provocateurs. So I think it only covers the people who were actually charged, convicted, and those who were still in pretrial detention. Patrick over on CommuTube says, hey, Viva, I have failed to see you since COVID, but I'm glad you and Barnes are going strong. I envy the curls as an aerodynamic man. I think that means bald. That was Patrick, $20 over on CommuTube. And actually, this is going to be the segue to get off CommuTube. Viva, accepting a pardon voids you of ability to be exonerated. That's from Ron Bacardi. Yeah, I think there's a little, there was a little bit of nuance there, and I do not have that expertise under U.S. law. So we got Eaters of Dead. It says, what about John Bolton's clearance getting revoked? It sounds like he was one of the leakers. Thank you for the segue. We shall get to that in a second. But until then, what I'd like to do is this. Get your butts on over to Rumble, or get your butts on over to vivabarneslaw.locals.com. But the one thing I am going to do before I forget, locals, is shamelessly plug people. You know it. I'm a published author now. Let's see. Louis the Lobster Returns to the Sea. Go and get a copy. It's on Amazon, although it's difficult to find, and I don't have the Louis the Lobster Returns to the Sea. The heck is the problem here? I can't give you. I'll give you the. Let me see here. Link. How do I get link? Here we go. I'm going to give everybody the shortened link. It's an Amazon affiliate link. An Amazon affiliate link on my own book. Double whammy. Link to book. Here, because I'm very bad at promoting my own stuff, but I'll get better at it. Louis the Lobster Returns to the Sea is a story of a young child who gets a lobster from the grocery store and then decides that she can't eat it in good conscience. And her parents decide to return it to the sea. Spoiler alert. That's the book. All right, go get it. And I'll tell everybody on Sunday, because the number is not embarrassingly low, and it's not wildly, shockingly high, I'll tell everybody how many copies we sold in 1 week next Sunday. CommieTube, let's see that number drop. And come on over to Rumble or vivabarneslaw.locals.com. And while that happens, actually, one more shameless plug. Merch, if anybody wants. Everybody needs clothing. Everybody needs cups. Not everybody needs bumper stickers, but those are like, if you want to get a shirt that says, I am Alex Jones, because an injustice to one is an injustice to all, and we're actually seeing it in real time. You can get everyone needs a shot glass. You got to measure the amount of alcohol you're drinking, or just, drink punch in a cool way. Friends don't let friends vote Democrat. And we got all the other merch there. VivaFrei.com. Mother Cabri. Can you believe the world that we've lived in and through and what we're going into right now? A new era. The dawn, D-O-N, of a new era. Okay, with that said, the number has dropped a little bit on CommieTube. I'm going to end it. When you see the green blurry screen on CommieTube, it means to come over to Viva Frei on Rumble or vivabarneslaw.locals.com on Locals. Same thing holds true for Twitter because it disables from both streams. We're doing it now. And, the security clearance. That's the story we're getting into, among other things, over on the free speech side of the platform, 1775coffee.com. Get some, and see you on Rumble